It is now 6 o'clock. I'm going to call this meeting to order, and we'll begin with a word of prayer followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. So if you will stand and join me. Heavenly Father, as we come before you now, we come before you praising you and thanking you for who you are. And Father, for the blessings you have bestowed on this city, this county, this state, and this nation. Father, we pray that tonight you grant us wisdom as we conduct business of the city. Father, that you be present and leading us and guiding us. Father, I thank you for all of our city workers and those who are out there defending us on a daily basis, by hour, by minute. And Father, I thank you for all the citizens that make this a great place to live, work, and play. Again, Father, we give you the glory and the honor. We ask this in the precious name of Jesus. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So the first order of business tonight, Dan, will be approval of minutes.
Regular council meeting, June 11th, 2024. We did not have a planning commission meeting or a local planning agency.
Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
And second?
Second.
By Mr. Schatzel. Any discussion by the council? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. All right, Dan, let's move down to the public hearings. Let's begin with Resolution 240702.
A resolution of the City Council of the City of Niceville, Florida, authorizing the participation in local government surplus funds, trust fund, for the prime.
Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
And do I have a second?
I'll second.
And second by Mr. Schatzel. Is there any discussion by the council?
Mayor, if I may.
Yes, you may.
Council, in order to increase our investment returns, I'm recommending the City of Niceville invest a portion of its operating funds in two local government investment pools. One is represented in this resolution, and the second in the resolution that you will take up after this one. Both of these local government investment pools are authorized under Section 218.415 of the Florida statutes, which authorizes Florida governmental entities to invest in local government investment pools. Both Florida Prime, which is this resolution, and Florida Star, which is the next one, invest exclusively in short-term, high-quality fixed income securities. Both Florida Star and Florida Prime have Standard & Poor's highest principal stability fund rating of AAAM. Both Florida Star and Florida Prime currently charge 3 basis points annually. There are no additional fees or charges. Both Florida Star and Florida Prime have returned over 5.3% over the last 12 months, which is more than double what we are currently earning on our operating funds. With both, we have daily liquidity if we need it. I'm recommending both of these companies solely for reasons of diversification purposes. If approved, we will not be pulling all of our operating funds out of our current bank, as we will always need this bank for our day-to-day operation. However, if approved, we would transfer a large portion of our operating funds to these local government investment pools in order to increase our investment returns. By investing in these local government investment pools, and assuming the market remains consistent over the next 12 months, the city could see an increased additional returns of between $350,000 to $400,000 per year of our operating funds. Therefore, I'm recommending to the council that you approve our ability to invest in our operating funds in these local government investment pools.
Go ahead, Mr.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. David, thanks for that summary. Kind of a statement and then a question. I want to make a statement and commend you and Stephen and the rest of the team, and give me the right number, but I believe since you've been in the seat in about a year, you've already changed kind of how we treat some of our investments, and we've probably been to the $300,000 or $400,000 to the good versus had we stayed in existing accounts independent of this action. What's that number?
No, sir. Due to Stephen's wise investment recommendations, we've made almost $600,000 above and beyond what we would have made had our money stayed where it was at.
That's what I was getting at. All right, so I underestimated. So it's 600,000.
Yeah, it's almost $600,000.
Okay, so now the actual question. With this next action, which could potentially yield, say, 350 to 400, you didn't talk about risk. What's the risk associated with either one of these investment vehicles?
It's extremely low, sir, because these companies invest in the exact same thing that we are currently investing in. U.S. Treasuries, and high quality bonds and debt. The one difference between these two companies is Florida Prime invests in commercial paper where Florida Star does not. That's the only difference. But the risk is very, very low. And in both of these, both cases, both of these companies, they manage billions of dollars worth of public money from across the state of Florida. And so the risk is really, really low.
So to be clear, there's no chance of negative yield.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Are there any other questions by the council? All right, with that, we'll call for the question. Mr. Najumian?
Did you want, is there any, no? Okay. Yes.
And Mr. Schatzel?
Yes.
Ms. Alley?
Yes.
Mr. Donahue?
Yes.
And finally, Mr. Stopper.
Yes.
All right, let's move to Resolution 240703.
And the resolution of the City Council of the City Council of Florida approving the investment surplus funds in the Florida short-term asset reserve and intergovernmental investment pool, appointing authorized representatives and providing for effective date.
Move to approve.
And do I have a second?
Second.
And a second by Mr. Donahue. Mr. Deitch?
Council, my comments are the same as before.
My question is the same as before.
There's very, very little risk and
No negative yields.
no negative yields. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Any other questions by council? All right. Mr. Stopper?
Yes.
Mr. Donahue?
Yes.
Ms. Allen?
Yes.
And Mr. Schatzel?
Yes.
And finally, Mr. Najumian.
Yes.
All right. We'll move down to the manager reports, requests, and recommendations.
Council, I only have two things for you, and for the public as well. Number one, I want to thank my teammates for a phenomenal 4th of July celebration. It was 12 months in the making of fundraising and being out in the heat, burning Boston butts, and spending the day on the 4th of July out, blocking roads and repairing the barge and the boat. And my teammates, I'm blessed to serve with every day, did a phenomenal job as they have to do every single year, and gave our residents a 4th of July to remember. So I want to publicly thank them for all their hard work. Second, you may have seen online that Niceville was bringing a turtle sanctuary to town. That is absolutely false. I don't know where that came from, but there is no plans for a turtle sanctuary in Niceville. And with that, we'll start off with Chief Lovering, please.
Good evening. I am going to try.
Hey, Chief, can you do me a favor? Put that mic so it's covering your mouth there. Thank you, buddy.
All right, I'm going to try and read without my glasses, so let's see how this goes. We had 2,076 calls for service this past month. We had 49 traffic crashes involving 100 vehicles. We had issued 169 traffic citations, and we issued 167 traffic warnings. We had 8 misdemeanor arrests, 4 felony arrests, and we had 2 DUIs for the month.
Questions by the council for the chief?
Chief, you know where the DUIs were? Locations?
Not specific, sir.
I'm assuming you could get that information.
Yes,
for us.
I can.
Yeah.
Chief, what were those felony arrests for?
Okay. I don't know, sir. I don't have it written down. You're getting specific on me. I'll get specific for you afterwards, I promise. The thing that you might be asking the chief's position, we started with 63, just to let you know where we're at. We're down to the top 7. By Monday, I hope to have it down to the top 5, and then it'll move into the city manager's realm of having other groups to fight in to the 5.
Since you already touched on that subject, City Manager, did you want to address how you're going to handle the top 5 as far as trying to narrow the field down?
Sure. The plan is to have 5 different panels that will do interviews. We're going to bring these 5 individuals in and do panels. So we'll have a residence panel, a business community panel, a religious leader panel, a law enforcement panel, and a director's panel. And we will round robin these 5 individuals through the panels. They will all the panel members will have an opportunity to ask questions, and then there will be a grading sheet provided to all of them, and then that will get us down to the top 2 or 3, and then we will go out. We'll do the background checks. The chief and I were going to go to visit the location of wherever they're at, talk to their current bosses, their colleagues, their subordinates, talk to their family members and their neighbors to get an understanding of who they are as individuals, and then ultimately come back and make a decision.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief. And just a reminder to the council and anybody out there that comes before on the mics, please put the mics up so we can hear you. Thank you. Who you want coming up next there, Mr. Deitch?
Oh, I'm sorry, Chief Mendel, please.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, bring you up to date with the activities of the fire department for the month of June. We responded to 138 calls, no overdoses or poison calls for the last month. We had 32 inspections, and we finished up with the enclave 1 through 12, did final inspections on those. The crews are finishing up on hydrants throughout the city. We have just a few left, and we should be done for this year. CPR and AED courses were held for the public at the station. Administration participation in the hiring fair that was conducted. The crew members attended the annual strike team meeting. That meeting consists of deployment, and that's leaving the area for places like Texas that just got hit, and some other areas in South Florida and Louisiana. Crew members visited Rocky Valley Christian School in all their classes. Also had a joint training over in Fort Walton with all the departments, and just constantly doing our certifications and continued education. And I'd like to say that we've been doing quite a few send-offs for Little League. Little League is, I think Mr. Price, their grandchildren just got back from South Florida, and sent them off, and I believe they finished second, right, Bruce?
Yes.
Second place. So that was one team. We have the girls that are leaving Wednesday to go to Bonita Springs. So my granddaughter will be in that one. So they're playing Friday. And then Destin Little League went to South Florida, and they're going to the regional playoffs in North Carolina. So we have a lot of talent in the area, and we'll soon be filtering up to the high schools, junior high schools again. So look forward to that, and anything from the council?
Go ahead. Please use the mic.
Can you tell me what's happening with the fire hydrant in Swift Creek that's got the big old thing on the end of it?
That is a backflow device, and Jonathan could probably tell you more about that when he comes up. Sir?
Construction vehicle,
Construction meeting.
live
Live oak,
to build live oak for the water usage.
that's protect the city water on the drinking system.
Thank you.
Anything else from council?
Anything else? Thank you, Chief.
All right, Mr. Laird, please.
Good evening, Council, Mayor, Mr. Deitch. How y'all doing today?
Doing well.
All right, good. We're in the process of revamping lift station number 18. This project should start next week. We have had some controversy with FPL getting to us, so that's what didn't go along with this project. But I think me and Ernie, his team got with them today, so we got it on their minds. So it looks like Monday they'll be here, Tuesday we'll start revamping that lift station. We contracted with Green Energy Solutions to upgrade the water main on Niceville circle, the line leg, we're currently awaiting back keys to come back. All PMs for hurricane season are complete on the generators. Live oak fiber is around the Swift Creek area, which we were notified today, starting July 15th, this Monday, there'll be no more third-party locators. So I politely told them that that's fine, that the city was going to talk to Mr. Dykes, we would go to 1,000 feet per day, because that's all we can handle. So we have a meeting with them Tuesday morning, but pretty much it got pretty expensive for third-party locators, so we're going to limit them on footage per day, so they quit running over us. We're working with Utility 4 Solutions on a start date to move the water line out from under Johnson's Parkway. We're meeting with our engineers tomorrow, Ernie and his team for sewer rehab work and the budget stuff we do every year, lining up sewer mains and manholes. Sewer crew cambered phase 11 of Deer Moss, 4,300 feet of A&S sewer main. There were 62 water calls, 24 sewer calls, made 7 water taps, 7 sewer taps, 503 line spots, changed out 12 meters, and completed 429 service orders. Harris Fence completed the installation of the new fence around the holding pond on Kathleen Court. We have a drainage issue to fix on Evans Street still at Turkey Creek Park South. The Gracie Lane holding pond materials are here. We're having an issue with a resident over there, so the new code compliance guys started Monday, so we'll be heading that way tomorrow or Thursday. Thomas Street drainage materials are ordered. We partner with Okaloosa County to fix that drainage. They'll be actually doing the construction work. So materials are ordered and on the way. Had 2 drainage issues on Emmett Drive and Bayshore Place in the neighborhood on July 4th. One of them we fixed this morning, the other one we had to call in locate, and we'll be fixing in the future. The new speed bumps on Davis Drive is complete. One new one on Davis Drive, another new one on 2nd Street. And please note, if you hear any complaints from the public, it takes 30 days for the asphalt to cure before we can paint it. But we do have signs in place. We should be starting tomorrow or Thursday. We were supposed to start yesterday. Paving crews got delayed on the 8 roads. We'll be paving throughout the city plus the basketball court. So it looks like tomorrow or Thursday we're going to be starting over on Azalea Drive and then making our way to Val People Boulevard and Cedar Avenue North. We're about 60% in design plans for the Hill Lane project, working with Jenkins Engineering. We finally got the survey back for Hart Street. So that's back, now we can start on the concept for Hart Street. So those projects are moving along good. We have a walkthrough tomorrow at 10 a.m. with Poly Engineering and Construction Service to finalize the plan. So Poly can send a task order to Construction Services to start the sidewalk on Palm Boulevard. It'll be on the west side of the road. The new impound yard at the sewer plant is complete for the police department. We're just waiting on the installation of Harris Fence to install the fencing around it and FPL to install the power. The Children's Park project is complete. The lights have been finished. The deck's been replaced, so it's really looking good. The splash pad is fixed. Jim and his team did a great job on that. We started a new landscaping project behind the library. Should start tomorrow. Ben and his team are going to get what they can done and continue through Monday and try to get that project finished. The repair and maintenance department has been busy building offices and installing pole barns around the city. They're doing a great job. And on behalf of Public Works, I want to welcome, they're not here tonight, but I'd like to welcome our new code compliant officers and our new purchasing director. Look really forward to working with them in the future. You know, like I said, I say this time and time again, we're 25 short, but I want to thank all our Public Works members like Mr. Dykes. I want to thank my team for a great July 4th celebration leading up to event the day of. You know, my guys really worked their ass off, and I really appreciate that from them. Also want to thank Chief Lover and his team. They did a great job assisting them, and we worked really good together for a great July 4th. So thanks to PD. So, can all the Public Works guys come up here for a minute? Except for Ken.
Except for Ken.
So I'm driving home. I guess you could call it 1:30 in the morning on July 4th. I'm like, damn, who is my shining Ken? And I think about it. 15 years I know, Ken's been always the one that's been down the line, spark blocking the road. I'm like, what the hell am I doing up at 1:30 a.m.? Where is he at? 27 years, Ken worked with Public Works, the fire department, did an outstanding job. He was always there when you could count on him. He was the first one in for storms. And just on and on and on about Ken. But we want to thank Ken and happy retirement. And thank you so much for always taking care of us there at Public Works. We didn't want to have a cookout, so I got him tonight. Thank you.
Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, maybe I missed it as you went down all those things that you guys, your team's doing. Did you say anything about the augmentation of the prison labor? Do we have any, read out on that?
We're still waiting on a contract to be sent over so Mr. Dice can review it
Okay,
for another squad, but there's been some problems with that. We're allotted for 5 in the current contract.
right.
Contract that we're not paying for, we're getting 1. So there's a call into the warden to see what's going on.
So what's the impact of that added on to the, cumulative effect of being down 20, 25 positions?
The grass is not getting cut.
So, but these are in stormwater ponds and things like that, right?
Right. So water falls.
More than just aesthetics.
Yeah, right. Ditches, stuff like that. So.
What do you think, Dave? What's gonna happen?
We're kind of waiting on the state, sir, to figure out what's going on with that program and getting the contract. So, in the interim, we're working diligently on the pay studies done.
Okay.
And hope to have it done out this week or next. And that will hopefully help not only secure some of the positions within Public Works, but inspire new employees to join our team.
So short of full-time placement possibly, are you using things like we used to do in the Air Force, seasonal hires and temp hires and things like that?
We haven't explored that option yet,
Yeah,
but certainly everything's on the table.
I think about that, if they're very specific to more of a seasonal requirement,
Yes,
so
sir.
you could look at that.
Definitely.
I will tell you that we were ready to, in Okaloosa, they were ready to send them back out, and Tallahassee caught wind of it and said, no squad's going out the gate until the whole state is 100% staff.
Are you kidding me?
No,
That's the holdup?
that's the
So it's not coming then?
But we do have another guy who's trained in place, and I've been promised by the warden that we will get 5 more, that'll be a total of 10.
Okay,
So that's a free program.
right.
So just waiting any day for him to send that contract. See what's in the ribbon possible, but he's already promised me we could get it, but haven't gotten it yet.
Okay.
Anybody else have any questions? Thanks. Appreciate it. And Chief's back with some answers.
Yes, I apologize. I was teaching all day. We're teaching a leadership class for the police department. We've been at college, so I've got the information. The DUIs, one was at 20th and Armstrong. The other one was at 85 in College. The felonies was for a warrant from out of the county. We had battery on the Leo. We had fleeing, eluding, and possession of a controlled substance. And the other thing I forgot to tell is we are going to do a self-defense class geared mostly for women next week. If people could just look at our Facebook, it's free, it'll be here. We're doing it during the day and in the afternoon. It won't teach you to beat Billy Jack or beat somebody up, but it'll teach you enough to get out of the situation and feel safe about knowing you know how to defend yourself a little bit. It's about an hour and a half, 2 hours, depending on how much you want to hit my officers. Thank you.
Chief, as always, I appreciate all you do to reach out to our community and make things better for them, from a safety standpoint to self-defense, etc. So again, thanks, Chief.
Well, I got to commend my guys because, when I came here, I think the former chief did most of the stuff on his own. Now my officers are really taking hold of the whole community policing, and they're wanting to do more. They've got some big things coming up, trying to help some people that are unfortunate in bad situations. They're pulling money out of their own pockets, and it's amazing how much they're embracing it and wanting to do more. So you've got a good bunch of officers.
Yes, we do, and thanks again, Chief. What else you
That's all I
got?
have.
That's all you have? So let's move down to other business. First of all, one piece of business there is to reappoint me to the Okaloosa Gas District Board. Do I have a motion to make that happen?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
And all in favor say aye.
Aye.
And those opposed, like sign. Thank you very much. Do we have any other business?
I've got something I'd like to bring up. I want to start, again, David, by commending you and the team, Chief, Jonathan, everybody. You have done a lot in the last year. I think we're coming up on an anniversary here, and there's been a lot of due diligence that's been added to a lot of our processes here, whether it's the investment presentation that you gave earlier, the fact we could be sitting on potentially $1 million more than under traditional investment techniques, the formal review process that we're going through. I think we solicited and got a new engineering on-calls and things like that. One thing we haven't done in a while I'd like to bring up for consideration is bidding out our legal services, our legal advisement. Dixie's done a tremendous job, and before Dixie, it was before my time. I think your dad was doing it as well. However, it's always good to take a fresh look and see what other opportunities are out there to keep things competitive and things like that. So I would like to consider putting out a formal request for proposals to see what the services look like right now out there.
Do we need to put that in a form of motion?
I believe it would have to be a motion to formally put out our.
So is that your motion?
I am proposing as my motion. That's
And do I have a second?
I'll second.
And discussion by the council. Would anybody in the audience like to come before the council on this issue? All right. Mr. Stopper,
Yes.
Mr. Donahue,
Yes.
Ms. Alley,
Yes.
Mr. Schatzel,
Yes.
and Mr. Najumian.
Yes.
Uh,
Can we talk about what that process would look like? I know we just voted, but how would that work, David?
So I can put a RFP out on the street and leave it out there for, 2 weeks, 30 days. And then once I have all the applications sent back into me, and I can screen them if the council so chooses. Depending on how many we get, I can send you the top 10% or whatever. And send them all to you, and then allow you to review them. And we can set up a special meeting, a special public hearing, where you could have the opportunity to interview all the attorneys and then ultimately make a decision.
But the decision would be ours, correct?
Yes,
This
correct.
body would vote, you're not going to select.
Correct. Yes, sir.
You'll weed it down or prepare the process, but then the council will ultimately make the decision.
Yes, sir, correct.
Thank you.
any other discussion? All right. Do I have a motion to pay the bills?
So moved.
And do a second by Ms. Alley. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, like sign. All right, with that, let me first of all go to the council and see if anybody has anything they want to bring forth. Mr. Najumian?
The comments that were made earlier about the city's 4th of July celebration, it's just second to none. So congrats again to all involved.
Thank you. Mr. Schatzel?
I'll just ditto that, the comments that Mr. Dice has made and my fellow councilmen.
Ms. Alley?
I'd just like to say thank you to Jonathan and the police department for making it possible for my husband to be able to see the fireworks this year so that we could park in the handicap section so we could actually go and see them. So thank you for helping me with that.
Mr. Donahue?
Ditto on the previous comments, and a great idea to close the street off. Good idea.
Mr. Stopper?
Nothing really. I'm just wondering how much is raised on the 4th of July? Do we have a ballpark figure or anything?
What do you mean?
How much is spent? I mean, we raise it due to the
Oh,
cost of bucks and everything
the
else.
fireworks themselves is about $50,000, just for the fireworks. That doesn't-
Cost.
The cost of the fireworks is roughly $50,000, all funded through donations. The city has never paid for the fireworks show, and then it happened again this year. We've got a big contributor here in the front that hosted a big event at Third Planet that paid for a big portion of the event. So it's always been completely funded by taxpayer dollars, but fundraising. Sheila and her team led that effort as she did, or has done every single year. We raised all the money for this event.
Anything else, Mr. Stopper?
No, I'm just wondering, because it looked good. I was ended up being in Destin, but I could watch all of them, including Niceville, and you could compare them.
Oh, ours was way better.
Yeah, and it was pretty amazing when I looked across the water.
So I do have something tonight that I wanted to share. As most of you know, there has been a big push throughout this nation on mental health. And this is not political. Please do not even begin to go in that area. What I'm talking about is the fact that we have a lot of folks who work in areas that they deal with a lot of things, and it came up in a discussion tonight over in the forum about mental health. Well, this Friday at noon, there is an event that's going to take place throughout this state. It's called Hands Across the State for Mental Health. And anybody that's interested, I will be here. And I would be more than happy to have people join me as we lock hands together and we just take those moments to think about all the mental health issues that are out there and getting the help that those people need, that we need, period, so all of us can be safe. So again, that's Hands Across the State this Friday at noon right here at the City Complex. And with that, I am now going to open it up to the public. I want to remind you all, you are welcome to come speak. I ask you to state your name and address for the record. I will also tell you, you get 3 minutes. So please get to your point quickly, because I will cut you off at 3 minutes. With that said, would anybody like to come before the council on any issue? All right.
Seeing no one, Mayor, I'd like to do it. You thought you were getting out of here quick.
Go ahead.
I just want to thank all of you. 8 days ago, I crossed over my 1-year anniversary of being the city manager of Niceville. So now I'm off probation, but you can still fire me at any time for any reason. I just want to again reiterate, thank you all for choosing me and giving me this opportunity to serve here. I'm blessed to serve with all of these 200 and some folks every single day. I hop out of bed and race to work because I love this job so much, and mostly because I love my teammates. You know, I'm here before 7, work till past 7, and I send you guys emails very late in the evening or very early in the morning because it's so much damn fun getting to serve this community. So thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you. And with that, we will have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
And second by Mr. Najumi. I saw him move his head up and down.
I was ready.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Hey, we are adjourned. 7:30 is our next meeting.